Hi everyone, we're going to be reading chapters 15 and 16 in Playing Atari with Saddam Hussein today. So in chapter 14, we left off, remember the boys went to go get their rations. So to get their food from the market, not really a market though, it was just a store in a mall. Kind of weird, kind of creepy to think about. But remember, they saw the professor that they had seen and when they went to the market the first time, and he knew their mom, and he was being taken away and beaten. And he looked Ali straight in the eyes and he said, "Boy, teacher's son, tell her 2 pi r." And then he gave him a thumbs up. I wonder why he told him to tell him 2 pi r. Interesting. Okay, chapters 15 and 16 are pretty short, but I think that some cool information or cool things are going to happen. So here we go. Do you want to see what's in this box or what? Shirzad cuts into my thoughts. Yes, I say. I follow my brother to a spot far enough away from the line that people won't bother us or see what we got. It's none of their business if we happen to get something really good. Chickpeas, lentils, salt, coffee. Shirzad peruses the contents. I open the other box inside the bigger one to see what's inside. A shriveled eggplant, a loaf of bread that looks like a brick and feels like a brick. Good eating at the Fadhil table tonight, Shirzad says with a fake enthusiasm. Yum, yum. I rub my stomach, playing along. Shirzad, hey! A tall boy with a scraggly mustache jogs up to us. Yusuf, Shirzad grins. Ali, I'm going to talk to Yusuf for a couple minutes. I haven't seen this guy since the last day of school. Okay, I say. They walk away, Shirzad carefully guarding our rations box. Now what am I supposed to do? I'm going to start walking home, I call to Shirzad's back. You can catch up with me. I see the back of my brother's head nod. I start off in the direction of home. I haven't gone far when I see the sun's glint bounce off a piece of shiny metal. I turn down a side street to see what it is. I jump over piles of stone to reach down and grab a nearly perfect rectangle of steel with the English P3 painted on it. Pitfall Harry, back in the game, I think. When I'm done admiring the piece of metal, I look up to see 3 boys about my age. One of them has a large bandage over his eye. What have you got there? Says Eye Patch. Nothing, I say. Junk. I turn to walk away. Thief, one of the boys says. I try to ignore him and keep walking, but then I hear shouts. Dirty curd! Stinking curd thief! Why don't you go back to where you came from? And I turn back around, the hand not holding the metal scrap balling into a fist. Almost immediately, I realize that my reaction to fight is stupid. First, I'm not that great a fighter. Second, this is 3 against 1. Hey, I say. I look closer at Eye Patch. Khalif! Haram! I try to keep my voice calm. I recognize the boys from school. Is your eye okay? Hand over the goods, Khalif says in a cold, hard voice. Khalif was in my class at school, but we were in different sections. I don't know him really, and I don't remember him being mean. But war changes people. I'm leaving, I say. But when I turn to go, the boys move fast. They surround me. Give it. Now, Khalif growls. But I'm not about to hand it over. I fake a move toward Khalif and then run between the 2 boys I don't know. It is one of my signature football moves, and it's much easier without dribbling a ball between my feet. Kurd! Khalif shouts. Ali! Why are you boys out there staring at your navels? A woman calls out from a window. Get back in here and help me clean up this mess. Yes, Mama, all 3 boys say in unison. I take a quick look back, and instead of attackers, I see chastened sons. Another win for Pitfall Harry. I start running again, down an unfamiliar lane and onto another side street. I keep running in the direction I think will bring me around to the main road that leads home. But the street gets narrower, more like lanes. The apartment buildings get older and dirtier, with garbage lying on the road. The buildings are closing in on me. I make my way down a narrow lane crowded with people. I push my way past old people and women in house dresses and head wraps. Little kids are everywhere. All the people. The smell of garbage and smoke. The unfamiliar street. I start to feel dizzy and overwhelmed. I stop and lean over, hands on my knees, panting heavily. Sweat trickles down the back of my neck. Around me, people have stopped too. They are staring at something. I slip between some tall people to take a look. Lucky us, we get chapter 16 too. Okay, chapter 16. There are men in the street. I count 8 of them, spread out in a line facing my way. And then I see them. 3 Bath soldiers with guns pointed at the men in the street. I realize what this is. It's a public execution. No, no, no! I whirl around to get out of there when bam! I hit a hard wall. I look up. It isn't a wall. It's a policeman. A very large Baathist policeman. Where do you think you're going? He growls. He grabs the collar of my shirt and lifts me up so I'm forced to see him face to face. Home? I say. He drops me and turns me around, still holding on to my shirt, then forces me through the crowd until we are right at the front. The 8 men are still standing. The 3 soldiers face them and raise their guns. 2 of the men, wearing civilian clothes, drop to their knees. No, I say, squirming to get away, but the policeman's hand stays clenched on my collar. Learn, boy, he says. Tell your family. Tell your friends. This is what happens when you... Bang! The first man drops. I flinch. Bang! The next falls to the ground. I turn my head. The policeman lets go of my collar and puts his hands on both sides of my head and twists it back so I have to watch. Bang! A kneeling man falls forward. Bang! The next guy. Down. Bang, bang, bang. 3 more men go down in quick succession. 1 is left standing. Not really a man. He looks more like a teenager. Standing alone, shaking. Time seems to slow down. Bang! The young man cries out, "Oh!" and crumples to the ground. The red, blood-soaked ground. Remember, the policeman hisses in my ear. He drops his hold on my head. I spin away and run, shoving my way past people, running out of the crowd, away from the people, finally reaching a quiet street. I stumble over to a garbage can with no lid and vomit. That is where we're going to stop. That was a very dark place to stop. It makes me sick to read that and to think that that is something that a policeman would one, make a young boy watch, and 2, something that can happen regardless, something that can happen in public. Very, very sad. We are very fortunate to live where we live today. Okay, those are the next 2 chapters. Stay tuned tomorrow for chapters 17 and 18. We're making some good progress. All right, have a good day. Bye.